Picture this: expensive car, sharp suit, a porch bathed in yellow light, and a man standing in the middle of it all, grinning like he finally cracked the code to life. His name is Namdi, and tonight, everything he ever wanted is finally within reach. But here's the thing about a deal with darkness. It always looks like a blessing first. So how did a hungry boy from a modest background end up in a ritual room, whispering promises to something that doesn't bleed? Stay with me, because this story goes places you are not ready for.
Namdi didn't come from nothing. He came from almost something, which is somehow worse. His father took the steady road, the honest road, and it kept them alive, but barely. Namdi watched that his whole life and made a quiet decision. That will not be me. He's smart, he's charming, and he works the room like a man who knows his window is narrow. Then he meets them, the kind of people who seem to have all the answers. Flashy financiers, a charismatic figure who speaks about destiny like it's already been written. And somewhere in the shadows, ritualists who don't talk about money, they talk about power. The deal comes wrapped in ritual, not contracts. Candlelight, whispers, a symbolic object passed across a dark table. He signs, not with ink, but with intention. And just like that, the world shifts. Wardrobe? Upgraded overnight. Business moves? Suddenly inspired. Social life? Totally went up. The camera almost celebrates with him. And that's the trick. You're meant to enjoy this part. The film makes you complicit in the seduction before it snatches the rug from under your feet. But watch carefully. A tremor of guilt right in the middle of a private victory. Something is already starting to rot.
The first crack comes through family. Namdi has a sister, grounded, sharp, and absolutely done with the new version of her brother. She's the one who still remembers where they came from, and she's not impressed by any of it. She looks him dead in the eye and calls it. You've changed. That stings. Because she's right. Isolation is the first payment, and Namdi doesn't even notice he's already paid it. Meanwhile, somewhere across town, someone smells something rotten. A detective, or maybe a journalist, the kind with too many sticky notes and not enough sleep. He's been watching the numbers, the names, the pattern. People who suddenly became wealthy, people who then, quietly, mysteriously disappeared, or worse. He starts pulling threads, interviews broken families, follows late-night transfers nobody can explain. And slowly, the picture assembles itself into something ugly. He's the rational man in an irrational world, and he refuses to blink. Every time you think the supernatural might swallow this story whole, this man pulls it back to earth, which makes it twice as terrifying. What has he found? And how close is he to Namdi's door? Now here's where things get uncomfortably real. The architect of Namdi's deal finally steps fully into frame. And he is not a comic book villain. No dramatic music when he walks in, no red eyes, just cold, patient, and very certain. Their meetings are ritualistic. Incense, dim rooms, words chosen like weapons. And in one of these scenes, he delivers the line that is basically the entire film in one sentence. The pursuit of wealth without conscience is a contract with a force that never keeps human promises. Chilling, Abhi. The emissary explains what the price truly is, and Namdi finally has to sit with the full weight of what he agreed to. He wavers. You can see it. The tug of war between greed and guilt playing out in close-up, in silence. Will he take the final offer, or will he finally choose himself? The investigation cracks everything open. The detective now has a full picture. Missing persons, a network of sudden wealth, and a trail of tragedies always pointing back to the same source. He builds his case. Then he starts making people sweat. Business partners turn on Namdi. Rivals smell blood. His empire shows its first real cracks. And then, the moment the film has been building to, someone close to Namdi pays the price for his choices. Not metaphorically, literally. This is the point of no return. He tries to rationalize, compartmentalize, tell himself he can still control it. But you cannot control a debt you never fully understood when you signed it. The sister loses faith, not dramatically, but quietly, which is worse. A mentor figure,
someone Namdi once trusted either betrays him or is betrayed. Either way, the result is the same. He is alone. There's one scene, and I won't spoil the exact details, where someone who genuinely believed in Namdi is confronted with the truth. That silence hits harder than any horror sequence in the entire film. The detective closes in on the emissary's operations. Fires are set, literally and figuratively. Masks come off. Confessions spill out in ways that cannot be taken back. And Namdi faces his final choice, not from a director's camera, but from something deeper. Does he sacrifice himself to undo the harm? Does he try to buy his way out one last time? Or does he finally stop running? The cinematography locks you in tight. Shadows, narrow spaces, the visual language of a man completely trapped by his own decisions. There's no miracle, no shortcut, just a painful, honest decision. And for the first time in the entire film, Namdi makes the right one.
Namdi seeks forgiveness, not because he expects it, but because he needs to try. Some people can't bridge the gap. Others offer conditional acceptance. At least one person demands accountability before offering anything else. It's messy, it's real, it's earned. The detective's life bears scars. The supernatural threads close with ties to ritual tradition. Not a cheap horror twist, but something that feels rooted and intentional. The final image is bittersweet. Not a clear moral victory, not a parade, but something quieter. This film is not really about rituals. It's about what happens when hunger becomes desperation, and desperation becomes a deal you can't take back. What are you willing to sacrifice, and who are you willing to sacrifice to get what you want?